Welcome to day 2 of SeahawkTalk. I'm Ed Habishar, and I'll be bringing you 4 guests from SalveAthletics. In order, they will be Tom Blaney, Patrick Cooney, Adam Zaccara, and Matthew Hurd. Our lineup for today is Tuesday, March 31. Now I know I'm saying the day of the week, and I probably said that yesterday, and I'm only saying it because I know that you have calendar apps at your disposal, but here's why. Because during this coronavirus outbreak and pandemic, we're losing track of days here. So it's Tuesday, March 31, right? Alexa, what day is it?
It's Tuesday, March 31st.
Thank you, Alexa.
Anytime, Edward.
Oh, thank you. That was
Hope you
nice.
have a good Tuesday.
You too. Well, as I said, our first guest is going to be Tom Blaney. He is TB12, the current TB12 in New England style, that is, because the former TB12 has left for Tampa Bay. We still have Tom Blaney in his backyard. Let's go to Tom Blaney right now. Welcome, Tom, to the broadcast.
Trying to get stuff back he goes to school on his iPad, computer, I didn't work, it's really setting up, what's my wake up? What's the first time that you have all this to consistent? Help set it to be a clock, help get your body help you feel your yes, it's on track of days. That's all the time. You look it up, there you go. What's hurts you, what's relaxing you, 3 hours or that's the kind of stuff that you do a lot of times. We're doing accident questions, setting up a schedule makes things a lot easier, it makes it feel more normal. Going for a walk for in the morning is not normal. I generally get up, get breakfast, drive to work. This is a little bit different, so I'm making some night and get some tools online at different times all over the place. You work out at 4 o'clock, it's not a lot, but it's just enough to get done. That's what the biggest thing I want to say to everybody else is difficulty dealing with this, trying to find that one thing that everybody else college. This isn't normal, it's okay to feel this. But how do you create a normal that's healthy? Myself, I'm saying that why very easy to do. Other thing I like to watch, I think we should watch, other once in a while we see Facebook, online. It's something very easy to set a habit, do it, and you go out and next, then continue and find. Other things, everything around the house is easy. I didn't say I did a job, but you do my little water bottle, we're talking about 8 or 9 times. You do a gallon of water, that is 8 pounds in the habit. So the sand is actually about 20 to 30. You can start getting weights very quickly things to do. You got simple rubber bands. Rubber bands everywhere. But then, you go with out of that food, that's 3 pounds plus. So we used to go slow. Not a lot. Other thing that happens is move around. We do a lot of big things, correct? Yeah. So what we do think is some weight because not everybody can do it. They have 8 people out of 487 from a team level that have weight to do something with it. That's kind of hard. I think we need to start working on that team movement. So if you're going to make something today, here and take a turn. What are you working on? You're going to become. Other things, you turn, and I turn myself a little bit this way. Bring it to the fingers going back. Okay? All the band, still pull. Still pull this way. Still pull this way. Instead of 4,000 different ways to do it, you should be able to create it and realize that it's not going to get late. What you do in the weight coming up, a lot of times you don't see it. It's very helpful. Going back to the going really, really good. And I get tired. It's going to get a bit winded. But that's how it's made. Other thing with strength and conditioning, if you guys have any questions, it's very simple to get comfortable. Team builders are best. You get right to us. You go with the Teams app, I think you can try to fix the IT and get your 15 updates on. Right now, people, so that means it's working again. That's great. The Teams app works off of your email, and go to Outlook, this little dot up top in the corner, on that, the Teams app in there. You search for strength and conditioning, and we already have an app. Or team app set up, and we have channels for your team, so you can break down that. It's a quicker form of communication. It can be video, it can be audio. I have realized
You are older than TB12 though, right? Just a few years.
I'm walking around it's awesome. I'm that far what else do you got it? A lot of people, what I've heard so far, what's dealing with online coaching trainings too, is, trust me, I saw DJs the night we were told to go home that Friday night. I went, we did not need coaching, we did not need it, and we do not need that. But I got the moments of life with people, yes, we're going out and stuff. A lot of junk people involved. Let me tell you, personal trainer right now, think about it.
A lot of people that need help getting back in shape. So how do you do that? Just what I started with, creating that normalcy, finding a diet that's good, clean, and basically full of vegetables, fruit, and some type of protein source. So if you're vegan, you got to figure that out. If you're not, well, that pretty much leaves animal meat and a few other things. But that's really when we look at it. And I also want to, put a shout out to Marcus Calhoun and Mike Paggs. It's helping me out quite a bit. They're both videoing stuff. We have a couple of circuits put together if anyone's interested. We can share them directly off of YouTube. We already have them saved there to our strength and conditioning site. I made all of the videos on it public last night so that you could actually go search them and find them yourself. Obviously free, so it's right there on YouTube. And if anyone has anything that they want to see us put together that we're missing or we need more of, by all means let any one of the three of us know and we will get right on it. Mike and Mark can get to a gym that's in the basement of Mike's apartment right now, so he has quite a bit of stuff there. I have one here in my basement. Wednesdays. So if we get to Wednesday, that would be tomorrow, correct? Yes. If we get to tomorrow.
April Fools, by the way.
Oh, God. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., I do a yoga class. If it's sunny out, I'm out here. If it's rainy out, and I don't think it's supposed to be tomorrow, I'll be in my basement weight room, which, trust me, there's 2x4s, there's insulation hanging from the ceiling, so it's nothing fancy at all, but it does get the job done. So we'll be doing that. If you have the Team Builder app, look for a message. We usually send out the messages on Team Builder that would have a link for the Zoom meeting to do that, or it might be the Cisco version of that so that we can go that way for longer. Last week I tried it, no one showed up, very upset. I did video it and make it super fast, so you can see that. That is also on our YouTube channel at some point, but everything is up there.
All right. Well, thanks to Tom Blaney for giving us a quick 15 minutes of fitness tips, and to Marcus Calhoun and to Mike Pagliarini. As Tom mentioned, those clips will be available on YouTube, and I'll share some links with them on our social media posts as well. Tom, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let's get out of this together.
Thanks to Tom. We are going to break now for a short while, and we'll bring on Pat Cooney, our head men's lacrosse coach. Be right back.
Greetings to all in our Salve Regina family, to our faculty, our staff, our alumni, and especially our students. I want to convey my heartfelt appreciation for all that you are doing during these unprecedented times. And I want to pledge my deepest commitment to supporting you here at Salve. To our students, undergraduate and graduate students, you were so suddenly uprooted from all that you are passionate about, from your academics and athletics, from your clubs and activities, from your mentors and your friends. I know this must be very hard for you, particularly our seniors. And for your parents, too. As the parent of a college-age student myself, I understand how unsafe.
And welcome back to Seahawk Talk. We are in segment number 2. We just had Tom Blaney on in the opening segment, giving us some great fitness tips. Again, my name is Ed Habishaw. Today's guest lists include Tom Blaney, Pat Cooney, Adam Zaccara, and Matt Hurd. We'll go right away from Westport, Massachusetts to Portsmouth, Rhode Island, and bring in Pat Cooney, who is our head men's lacrosse coach. Patrick, how are you doing?
Outstanding, Ed.
Well, it's good to have you on the show. You are living in Portsmouth. You've been our head coach for 17 years, and we've seen your family grow during that time. You've got a senior in high school right now. Talk about that.
Yeah, Liam's a graduating senior at Portsmouth High School, so tough year for him in many respects. But he's had an outstanding academic and athletic career at Portsmouth High School.
And how about the seniors on your team? You've got a good group there. Plenty of them are from Rhode Island as well.
Yes, 4 from Rhode Island, 6 total. Griffin Ketchum, who's a junior but would be graduating in 3 years. Matt Wasp is the lone New Yorker senior, and then you have Joe Madden, Joe Souza, Ethan Robeson, and I'm forgetting one other right now.
Let me pull up the website. You guys were off to a great start, Patrick. 4-0 in February, and March comes along. You got a couple of games there in the first week of March, including a thrilling 9-8 win over St. Joseph's College.
It was an outstanding year. The boys played very well. They bought in early, and we had a good thing going for a bit there. Even the one loss we had versus Kane was an outstanding team. Big, physical, fast, and they were the better team that way. But it was a great year, 5-1. We were looking forward to getting into the conference schedule, but it wasn't meant to be.
As you mentioned, your seniors, Madden, Robson, Souza, Wasp, and Yarrow, and Griffin catching up to them by speeding up his studies. I want to show some clips of the Seahawks in action, which includes some highlights from your thrilling win over St. Joseph. That's on the screen right now. The ironic part, and I talked about this yesterday with some of our first guests, was that we had some good weather this spring.
We did. It was about the best weather we've had in years, Ed, ironically enough. So
you've been able to play at Topa and Gaudet, and as you mentioned, one of your trips was as far away to Kane University. You also played New York Merchant Marine Academy.
we had 3 nice road trips this year, beginning early on, where we had right away a nice overtime victory at Clark. Then we went down to the Merchant Marine Academy in Long Island, had a nice win there. And then we went over to Jersey versus Kane, and it was great for recruiting. Each of those trips were strategically picked against good conference teams, and we thought it would prepare us ultimately for that conference schedule. And then we did have 2 at home at Topper Stadium, as you alluded to specifically, and it was great for the young men, especially the seniors, to get out there at Topa and really enjoy that great weather that we've had this spring.
Talk about the recruiting aspect of those trips, the planning that goes into it, and how strategic it is for helping you in recruiting.
Well, we tried to take trips with a combination of where our guys are from, coupled with further recruiting down the line. So for us, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, as well as Mass are staples for us for the most part. So we always try to get down to Long Island every year. And then this year, I thought Northern Jersey made sense in about 3.5 hours that we could do that and down and back the same day. And we send out invites to current players, alumni, and of course recruits when we do go on those trips. And more often than not, we'll have a touch point at that game thereafter where we can say hello to the individual, further get them interested in Salve, see the product live, see the students, even see some of the parents on the sideline, talk to them, get a feel for what being a Seahawk is like.
The remarkable thing about your recruiting, Patrick, over the years, and you joined us in 2003, you have many sets of legacies. Families that come to Salve and play men's lacrosse, and not only men's lacrosse, but with the Riders, women's lacrosse, in the case of a set of triplets.
We've been very blessed. I think Salve lends to that, and I think, there's something to be said for a known commodity, and not just as an athlete, but as a student athlete, as a person. And when you do get those personal recommendations from individuals who've gone through the process, who've lived it, who've been in Newport, it really does reinforce what we're trying to do in the recruiting process with that current student. We see a lot of brothers, but cousins, friends, neighbors, individuals from the same high school. This year we had 5 from Kellenberg High School in New York. 3 years ago, I believe we had 5 sets of brothers, along with 13 sets of siblings in athletics in general. And I think Salve lends to that. Newport, the experience, the bonding families have, the experiences that they have. There's hotels for them to stay at, things for them to do in Newport. It's an outstanding overall experience for the student athlete.
Yeah, those Kellenberg connections include Joe Grimm, Brendan Kelly, Marco Mongelli, and Stephen McAllister, Joseph Tellini. The latter two were in my FYT class back in the fall, so I say hello to them and hope they're doing well as they return to studies online this week.
Yes, the students are apprehensive, anxious, but excited to get going with online classes this week.
Well, over your 17-year career, give me some highlights that you remember fondly. What comes to mind right away?
Well, I think, for me personally, there was great satisfaction over the duration where I was the first full-time coach. And when I came in, there was 12 students, athletes who played. There was 2 sets of rusty goals, and that's about it. So over time, with the help of staff, others, senior administration, we've been able to build a program where over 40 student athletes a year are getting after it on and off the field. Our GPA is outstanding with over a 3.0. And you mentioned the legacies we've had, and we've seen that reinvestment back through legacies, not just financially with donations, but with them giving their time, with them mentoring our current students, even giving as much as time in the sense of internships, getting interviews, and even a few of them eventually lead to full-time employment.
Now, you have the recurring spot Tuesdays at 3:15. Feel free to share it with any of your seniors. We're showing them on the screen now as they pose for a group picture on Topa Field back during one of your earlier home games. So we'd welcome on any of your guys, your alumni. I've been fortunate to have many of your former players work in sports information, and what comes to mind are the Kellys, the Kelly family.
Yes, the Kellys, 3 of them in fact.
Yep. What a legacy that was.
Totally, without a doubt. There's been so many over the years. It's very gratifying. And it just reinforces for us as coaches, as members of the athletic department, how special a place Salve Regina is.
Well, great to have you here on Tuesday afternoons. You're looking good, Patrick, there, so stay strong through this shutdown, and we'll be back with you on each Tuesday.
Thank you, Ed. Have a great day.
You too. Take care. That's Patrick Cooney from our men's lacrosse program joining us on Seahawk Talk. We will be right back with Adam Zaccara. Stick with us.
Greetings, Salve community. I hope you and your family are well and safe. As we move toward virtual Salve on Monday, I wanted you to know that many people are thinking about you and are here to support you. You are missed on this campus, but have no fear. Salve's got this.
Hello, Salve community. I wanted to send a message, especially to the students, to let you know I'm thinking of you. I miss you. I miss your high fives. I miss your smiles. I know that I'll be seeing you online soon through Virtual Salve. I look forward to engaging with you. If you need anything, I'm here for you. The team is here for you. Let us know how we can help. Take good care of yourselves.
This is Dr. Colosi. I miss you, and I'll see you in the online class. Bye.
Hello, my Salve students. Dr. Mario here, just checking in, saying hi, letting you know that I'm thinking of you. We all are.
We miss our Salve students, and we're thinking about you, and we're here for you.
We miss you. We can't wait to have you back on campus.
We miss you.
From our family to yours.
We can't wait to have you back on campus.
And I love you.
We're thinking of you guys. We're still here for you. We miss you.
We miss you, and we will always be here for you.
Hola. Ciao. We miss you a lot.
We do. We miss you, and we can't wait to have lessons with you and Javi.
Yes, we look forward to seeing you in class.
Hey, Seahawks. We miss you.
We're standing by to support you.
Best wishes to you all. Stay healthy. We miss you.
We miss you very much. Stay healthy, stay happy. We'll be in touch.
We miss all of you so much. We hope you are well, and we really look forward to having you back again soon.
I may be working from home, but my heart is with our wonderful Salve Regina students. We miss you, and we can't wait to see you back on campus.
We miss you, SRU. We're still biggest fans. We love you. We love you.
Hi, Salve. We miss you, but we hope you're enjoying spending some extra time with your family and pets. Love from Career Development and hugs from Owen and me to you.
This place is not the same without you here, and we can't wait to see you again.
Please reach out if you need anything. We're more than eager to help you.
Sasha and I miss you. We're going to enjoy the daffodils with you next spring.
Welcome back to Seahawk Talk. I'm Ed Habshore, and I'm on to my third guest on Tuesday, March 31. His name is Adam Zaccara. He is a former player of mine from 91 through 95. I coached Adam way back. Outstanding person, and we are so happy to have him as our head coach, and we're very happy to have him now on Seahawk Talk. So let's welcome him in right now. Hello, Adam. How are you?
Hello, good. How's everyone out there? Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. I'll get some graphics up on you so that people know who you are just from the graphics, but you are coaching both our men's and women's programs, and you played men's tennis, obviously 91 through 95. Graphics that's going to show up there now. This year, your very first year as head coach, you came in as a volunteer with Pete Torgrimson in 2018, 2019, and Pete and his wife had a beautiful baby boy before moving to Alabama, and we wish them the best there. We were fortunate to hire you. I believe we hired you on your birthday.
June 27th.
That was a great hire. So talk about your experience as a first-year head coach with both the men's and women's teams.
Well, so far it's been great. You know, obviously the spring season here has been cut short, but very, very happy to take over these teams and just proud to be leading Salve's tennis teams together. They're a great group of kids on both teams. The leadership's been unbelievable, which we're about to get into from our seniors. But the camaraderie has been great. Since I was on the team as a player, now the seasons are both in the fall and the spring, and I like that. It's a lot of tennis. It's a lot more centered around tennis.
Adam, in the fall, you met your women's team. We got a team picture done right away. I'm showing that up on the screen right now. And we also had the benefit of being able to move some practices over to Cary Mansion, which is where you are right now.
Yes.
Talk about that.
It's great to have the facility to be able to use, and our courts here are great as well. So now to be able to have 9 hard courts to practice on is quite a benefit.
Talk about that facility, your home facility over on Leroy Avenue, and we can't forget about that wonderful facility over on Bellevue Avenue.
Well, yeah, the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we've got it well covered here with tennis at Salve. So I've always loved our courts. There are 6 tennis courts that are well spread apart. So for coaching, it makes it great, as well as for playing, because you don't interfere with each other. Right now, if you go by the courts, when you get back on campus, you'll notice that the fences have all been reconstructed. The job is complete. That's something I know Coach Ed and myself are very happy about. So on the sidelines, they're 4 feet high, which for viewing purposes is just going to be exceptional. Not to mention it looks wonderful. We also got at the beginning of last fall, we got 6 brand new tennis nets, 6 gorgeous white benches that were part of a gift from one of the players' family members, and just really happy to have this facility come together for us. We've also got it slated to be painted and resurfaced this summer. So it's going to look that classic US Open with the dark blue and the green on the border.
When everything settles from the current crisis we're in, what do you have planned for over the summertime?
So over the summertime, I'm going to keep busy with tennis, with the recruiting, which has been going wonderfully, and I thank the current players for all their help and support in that mission. But we do have 2 weeks of Nike tennis camps planned here at the Salve courts. One is planned for the last week of June. I believe it's the 22nd through the 26th, and then the first week of August as well. Those are both camps Monday through Friday for ages 8 through 18, which is perfectly, targeted for what we're looking for, to bring youth, young tennis players to our campus and see our facility and hopefully become Salve players, Seahawks someday.
Adam, I've got to let listeners know how lucky I was when you decided to be a Salve Regina Newporter at the time. We eventually became Seahawks. I inherited one of the most talented teams any coach could imagine. Not only with you as a freshman playing at number 4 singles, you eventually rose up to number 1 singles during your career, and your very first year as a freshman came in and played number 4 behind Pete Stanley, a fellow classmate, and you arrived at our conference championship up at Milton, Massachusetts. Curry College was the host, and back then it was a flighted championship. We were missing our number 1 singles player for that event, and you went into the locker room with your fellow teammates. You came out of the locker room and gave me this edict: "Coach, I'm playing number 1 today." And I said, "Oh, thank you." That was a big help because you let others play at their normal positions, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, Johnny Lee's moved up to 4, and it allowed those folks to excel in those positions. And you made it to the finals. You had been undefeated as a freshman right up into the finals of the Commonwealth Coast Conference Championship. So that told us a lot right away your freshman year.
Well, thank you. It's always a good memory. I loved being on the teams and playing under you. And, I've said it a million times. It's just so great to be back and to be able to walk back out on those courts and to coach this team.
And with that experience, you know how fast 4 years go by. So you can really help athletes understand that. It's easy to forget.
Yeah, it does. It happens very quickly. So important to, concentrate on what you're doing. And I'm very impressed with the group that we have, both on the women's team and the men's team, with the things they do off the tennis court and on the tennis court, and being involved in the Salve community.
I got a chance to witness your recruiting in action when I filled in for Pam Haru at one of the accepted students days in February over at O'Hare Academic Center, and athletics had a table where I represented athletics, but lo and behold, here comes Adam Zaccara, Coach Adam Zaccara, because you wanted to make it a point to visit with some key folks that you were recruiting. And I know you can talk about the one that you did get to commit on that day.
Yeah, that recruiting in general has become something that I really enjoy doing. I love the excitement of meeting the families and being involved in their decision making. And of course, it's just so exciting when they choose Salve and make that commitment, which is what you're referring to. So again, I think the teammates on both the women's and the men's team that have supported the recruiting efforts. Rachel Tyner, Casey Farrell, Laura Crick, and Ben Resende and Sam Johnson. The 5 of them have all had overnight guests, and what Coach Habershaw is referring to is a girl named Alexa Stevens and her mother right there in front of us made a deposit, and it was just a great celebration. Everybody was cheering, and what a way to become a Seahawk right there in O'Hare. So I love that excitement. And what a great player. She's going to be a great teammate for everybody.
Yeah, we can always make the joke, Alexa, play tennis.
That's right.
Tints, featuring Kendrick Lamar, radio from Pandora.
See, that's my Alexa.
Yeah. Wow.
Alexa, stop. I apologize for that, but it will be fun to play that pun with Alexa Stevens in the fall. But let's turn our focus now to your current group of seniors. Lily Gorman, Shaylin Fitzpatrick, Priscilla Gaspard, and Aaron White.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought them up because I want to tell you they've just been really great leaders, each one of the names you just mentioned, the 4 seniors that will be leaving us. And I just feel awful that their senior spring semester has been interrupted. What great people they are. I reached out to them earlier in the day to get some comments about how they feel about Salve in general and being on the team, and I just want to get right into it. So, starting off with Aaron White. Aaron lets us know that being on the tennis team was one of the best things that happened to him while he was here at Salve. Aaron came in as a doubles player, and Coach Pete Torgensen, who he was with the first few years, really helped him keep pace with the more experienced players and taught him to never stop grinding. Being on the tennis team really reinforced Aaron's relationships with others and helped him manage his time successfully as he grew as a player and a person. I mean, that's everything that we look for in a student athlete. As his coach, again, in an interrupted season, I was so proud of his determination, his effort on the court, just going after every ball, and stepping up as one of our captains. He was captain of the men's team. He showed great leadership. Aaron is proud of his teammates for their commitment, and he looks forward to seeing what the program will bring in a couple of years. Upon graduation, Aaron plans to work in the communications field, helping business startups with social media and advertising, as well as creating video and audio content. I'm sure you're impressed with that.
Yeah.
And his long-term goals are to be a successful journalist and novelist, which I think are awesome. So we wish you the best of luck, Aaron. And you've done a great job with the guys. So on to the women's team. We have 3 captains of the women's team: Shaylin Fitzpatrick, Lily Gorman, and Priscilla Gaspard. They're all graduating seniors. Starting with Shaylin. Shaylin started playing tennis her freshman year of high school. She was on her team 4 years of varsity high school tennis and became captain her senior year. Well, she did the same thing here at Salve and played all 4 years. She was a great competitor and became our captain this year. And I can tell you that I saw nothing but improvement throughout every practice. She came with determination. She played our number 1 doubles team, which was a great accomplishment for her, and she was a great singles player as well. Amongst her accomplishments, she's also an Irish dance choreographer for SRU Dance, involved in dancing since she was 4 years old. She's a nursing major and part of the Sigma Theta Tau International Honor Society. Her next step is to pass the NCLEX and become a registered nurse. Shaylin wants to work in the intensive care unit, which is just great. So very impressed with that. Right now, Shaylin is studying a lot and adjusting to remote learning and preparing to take the NCLEX in June. So we wish you all the best of luck, Shaylin. All these girls are good friends. Lily Gorman is also senior captain who's leaving us. Lily is a psychology major and a double minor in neuroscience and Spanish. Lily plans to get her PhD in development psychology and pursue a career in autism research. Salve became home for Lily the past 4 years. The past couple of years were very difficult for Lily as her mother struggled with ALS. Tennis was a way that she could get away from all of that and have fun.
When her mom passed away this past December, she could count on her tennis teammates to be there for her. She is very grateful for her teammates, who became a second family to her. We wish you all the best of luck, Lily, and I can tell you that you were just such an inspiration to all of us and just always brought the best positive attitude. You were at every practice, every match, and what a record you had this year. So congratulations to a great fall season you had, and condolences from all of us on athletics to your mother. Moving on to Priscilla Gaspard, another senior captain who will be leaving us. I can't say enough about Priscilla. Priscilla is involved in so much on Salve's campus, as many of you may know. Priscilla says she can summarize her Salve career throughout her participation in the multifaceted community we have as a small liberal arts college. Priscilla had a full experience on the academic side, the athletic side, and the student life side. Priscilla was the captain of the women's tennis team, and led by her excellence on the court. She had excellent skills, and you could tell that Priscilla had been playing tennis for her whole life. So I know all the girls looked up to her for her skill in tennis. She also led many social groups and student life organizations, as well as creating some on her own. After graduation, Priscilla plans to move to New York City or Washington, D.C. to find a job as a legal secretary before going into law school. So great aspirations there. Right now, Priscilla is maneuvering virtual learning and everything that comes with that. She is actually searching for legal secretary positions right now. Even though the market isn't that active, she has high hopes that this will happen for her. So to all the girls, we thank you, the three seniors. What a great job, and I thank you for this opportunity, Ed, to speak to everyone and let you know about our seniors.
Well, thank you, Adam, and thanks for the update on Aaron, Lily, Shaylin, and Priscilla. We will take a short break here and come back to talk with Matthew Hurd. Stay with us. Welcome back to Seahawk Talk, guest number 4 on Tuesday, March 31. His name is Matt Hurd. He looks like somebody else that I've seen on the coaching ranks. That would be John Hurd. But please, let's welcome in Matthew Hurd, our women's track and field head coach. Matt, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic, and welcome everybody.
It's good to have you on the Seahawk Talk show for the first time. How has this last 3 weeks been for you?
Boring. Very boring. I'm sheltering in place, and I'm reading books, and going to the market or the pharmacy, and that's about it.
Well, you've caught up to speed with some technology, and I think I would be remiss if I didn't explain to the group that's watching right now, this is amazing for somebody that does not have a cell phone, by choice. He is right here, front and center on the screen for users with cell phones, with iPads, with computers, and so forth. So this is tremendous. So our 4 guests today, the first 2 were FaceTime, both Tom Blaney and Patrick Cooney. I had to jump over to Zoom for Adam Zaccara, and now we're on WebEx with Matthew Hurd.
Well, the first 2, obviously, I would have no idea how to use. But these technologies have directions, so I can manage.
Matt, you didn't get to have a season here in the spring with women's track and field, and that impacted not just your 3 senior captains, but a whole slew of seniors. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, so as you say, our three captains, we have one of them was a thrower, one of them is a sprinter jumper, and one of them is a distance runner. Luckily, Olivia Owen, our distance captain, had a cross-country season, so at least she got to compete for a fair part of the season, or for the year. But yeah, the other two, just, especially for Katie Simonella, who's our thrower, Madison Stanley, our sprinter jumper, got to compete in a few indoor meets and get tuned up a little bit. But you know, you work all fall, you work all winter, and you just get ready to go out there, and your technique is coming around. You just want to really see how it's going to show up in a meet, and you know the rug gets pulled out in front of you. It's not something. I mean, it's nothing anybody can deal with really. In terms of, well, it could have been this, could have been that, it's just one of those things, but it's really frustrating. Because as a coach, all we want to do, we work all week with them, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen in a meet. But you know that you're just about ready to uncork something, and when you're a senior, you know, you don't have any more choices or chances. No more. You know, there are granny leagues for softball, I guess, or things like that, or but if you're a thrower, it's pretty much done unless you you know, go into the Masters circuit, which I hope Katie does because she's really good. And then Madison, I gotta tell you, she'll compete anywhere. If you put a meet on top of the Alps, she'll try to find a way to get there. And to have all of that competition taken away, you know, without any warning, really, is just. I think you can rip a phone book apart with your bare hands. She's so upset. But yeah, those are three great people, and we're really, really good captains. We have then we have Alicia Namro, who was a javelin thrower. And she was getting better every year. I mean, she threw 105 as a sophomore, 110 last year, and really coming around, and our throws coach, Robin McFetters, was working with her. And again, you know, she was just I could see her in practice, she was just gonna let it go and fly. And do big things, 115, 120, who knows. But, I mean, that's the story of the season. It's just, they didn't even get a chance, as you say, to compete, to show what could have happened. And then we have Courtney Walsh. Courtney's had shoulder injuries for the last couple of years, but again, you know, she's gotten better, and in track and field, as a coach, what you really care about is how your athlete perform. That's with everybody, obviously. But with track and field, there are specific performance objectives. And these kids work so hard on their technique and everything else. You're just dying to give them the opportunity to get out there and show what they can do. And, you know, didn't happen. And then, let's see, who else do we have? Mine is blank now.
Grace and Courtney.
Pardon me?
Grace Margot Wolford.
Yes, Grace. Oh, poor Grace. She tore her Achilles tendon in high school, so that knocked out her freshman year. She was recovering. Sophomore year, she strained her Achilles tendon. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Achilles tendon in the freshman year, and then her hamstring in her sophomore year, long jumping in the second meet, so that knocked her out. Last year, she was a junior year abroad in Scotland, so this would really be her first full year competition. And she practiced all winter, and, you know, again, was ready to go, and just, like, I don't know, getting rained on. Really bad.
And as you said, for Grace, her junior year was a full year abroad. She went to Scotland planning on just a fall semester, and then said, you know what, I'm staying here.
Absolutely, and she didn't even come back with an accent, which is, you know, I was in Scotland for a year when I was in college, and I came back with a great accent. She had nothing. I don't know what she was doing up there.
Well, where is it now, Mr. Hurd?
The accent? Well, you know, 45, 50 years is kind of withered away, but I can do it if you need to.
Okay. Well, you've been practicing safe social distancing.
Indeed I have.
And what else have you been doing?
Well, of course, try to keep contact with our athletes. I got a very nice email from a couple of them saying that they would really, like Maggie McCarthy emailed me and said she really, would want to compete, obviously, and she was another one who was just about ready to explode. She looked better this year than she ever has. She looked powerful, she looked strong, she looked calm, she looked everything. And I was just thinking, the sky's the limit. But she said everything was good. Aside from that, she had a great practices, although not competition. So, we're trying to keep in touch, letting them know how much we care about them, and giving them an outlet to talk if they want to.
Absolutely, and you have a career now as well. It could be similar to.
It's hard to find an expert more dedicated than John Clayton. He's the consummate pro.
We'll see how the 4-3 and the cover 3 work together.
John Clayton with the latest.
Thanks, Dan. Take care.
And whenever we need a brilliant insight, he's available at the drop of a hat.
Hey, Mom! I'm done with my segment!
Blackhead.
Yes, we are back with Matt Hurd, playing a little This is Sports Center clip from ESPN, famous one of John Clayton back in the 90s, I believe. So Matt will not be leaving this interview and then pulling off a wig and jumping into bed, eating snacks and yelling to anybody that his segment is done. But really appreciate you joining us, Matt. You're looking good. It's great to have you on Seahawk Talk. We would love to have you in your recurring role on Tuesdays at 3:45, but also welcome any of your athletes and any of the alumni to join us as well.
Will do, and let me just tell you something. I think we have the best sports information department in Division III, at least east of the Mississippi. I don't know of anybody who's doing what you're doing. It's all just sort of stuff up, notices and things like that, but this is typical of Sal, Regina, and your leadership, so thanks very much for this opportunity.
Well, I appreciate those words, and I'll give a shout out to Andrew Pizzelli as well, who is doing production in the background remotely. He's not in the area, and he's able to provide the background content that we have on here, although I will take blame for showing the John Clayton clip and having a little fun.
Put my wig back on.
All right. Well, thanks to Matt Hurd. We've had day 2 of with the Seahawks, and so I hope you enjoyed it as much as we have, bringing you these talk show segments for a day. Tomorrow we have Rob McGinnis and Jen Foster, Jay Walsh, and Craig O'Rourke II. Join us then for tomorrow for SalveAthletics. This is Ed Havishar saying have a good night, everybody.